Hey, good afternoon. Right now we're just going to do a quick video, and this video is going to focus on field equipment and safety. And I made a list here, and I'm going to go over the list, and then I'll do a little discussion. And if you're going into the field on an excavation or survey or a monitoring project, and these are some basic things that you might want to bring with you. First off, the most important, you want a trowel, and then tape measure. And I would buy a tape measure that's either English or metric, or some tape measures have them both. And a folding ruler. I have a English folding ruler, and I also have a metric folding ruler. And of course, pencils, pens, Sharpie, a line level, graph paper, a compass, whisk broom, field notebook, a field backpack or pack, clipboard, and of course sunscreen and bug repellent, water, and don't forget the most important, toilet paper. And you probably may have seen, or you're going to see our video on field clothing. I'm going to discuss field clothing that you would probably use on an excavation or survey. It's good to have long trousers, long sleeve shirt, sturdy boots, a full brim hat, such as a cowboy hat. I noticed that people that wear the baseball hats, their ears get really crispy. Gloves, and sometimes you're going to need rain gear or rubber boots if you're walking through mud or a marshy area. And we did protective clothing video for just not too long ago. These are just some highlights. You need a hard hat, reflective safety vest, ear and eye protection, long sleeve shirt, trousers, steel-toed boots, and gloves. I also wrote down some hazards that you might encounter in the field. Heat stress, heat exhaustion, freezing temperatures, sunburn, wind and blowing dust, valley fever, snakes, insect bites, poison oak, trip and fall hazards, open trenches and holes, and drug and alcohol use. And these are all hazards or things that I've seen, observed, or encountered. The one time in the field I was working in New Mexico, and I did get heat exhaustion, and I was really in bad condition, and it was probably 110 outside, but I didn't have enough water, and I ended up getting really sick. I got chills, shaky, and it was just really a bad thing, and it probably took me about 3-4 weeks to recover. These are some hazards that you might experience or encounter while working around heavy equipment. Visibility around moving equipment. You just need to have the safety vest on. Make sure that anybody that's in a tractor or some sort of piece of heavy equipment sees you. Give them hand signals. Give them eye contact. Always make sure that they know that you're there. They're a lot bigger than you are, and they can crush you so fast. And you just really need to know that they're seeing you. There's noise and dust hazards. Loud noises from the machine, dust from excavation, from trenches or scrapers. You're going to run into possibly asbestos, which is in old pipelines. If you ever encounter asbestos, you go straight to the job foreman, and you need to notify them so they can close that area down. Cell phone usage. You're going to have operators of equipment that are going to be on their cell phone, and they're not supposed to be while they're running equipment. And when they're on their cell phone, they're not going to be able to notice you or see you. They're going to be distracted. And the same goes for you. When you're in the field monitoring, do not use your cell phone while there's heavy equipment running. And if you do need to use your cell phone, walk far away from the equipment, go to a safe place, a parking lot or the restroom area, and go on your cell phone. But I have seen several archaeologists almost get smashed and really get hurt because they were on their cell phone and they did not see heavy equipment coming. They were distracted. Need to watch out for trip and fall hazards at the construction site. There's going to be pieces of wood laying around, metal, concrete, unstable soils. Another thing that could be a problem would be distracted workers. Maybe they're in an argument with somebody or they've had a bad day. They're not going to be focusing on you. So you just need to make sure that they're there. You need to be aware that on construction sites there's the potential for subsurface gas and electrical lines, and also of course drug and alcohol use among workers, and sometimes that can really affect how they're running equipment or interacting with you on the job site. And lastly, these are just some real quick useful safety tips that I've learned in over 30 years in the field, and I'd like to pass those along. If you're going out in the field, work in a team, have a buddy. When you're out in the field, be alert and aware of your surroundings. Let people know where you're going and how long you'll be gone. Let's say you're going on a survey up in the forest and you tell them that you're just going to be gone for 2 or 3 hours and it gets to be 8 o'clock at night and you're not back home. You want somebody to know that you're missing. If you ever go out into the field, make sure you have a full tank of gas, extra water in your car or on your person, some food. Bring a shovel. That's in case your car gets stuck. And I think I've probably been stuck on a crew 4 or 5 times in the past. And there were several times when we didn't have a shovel, and it kind of sucks digging your car out with your hands in your trowel. Always make sure that your truck or your car has a spare tire that's fully inflated, a first aid kit. I always carry a whistle. Let's say that I'm surveying and I get separated from my crew, I fall down, sprain my ankle. I bring a whistle so I can blow it and they can hear me. Carry a paper map because you're going to be in areas possibly working and you may have no cell phone or internet service. So paper map could be your lifesaver. So those are just some field tips that I wrote down. And real quick, this is my field kit. Just some basic stuff that I bring. I always have a trowel. I have a geo hammer. These are both useful in excavating units. I have, this is a metric scale when I have to draw maps or do profiles. I have a folding metric ruler. This is about 1.5 meters long. I bring a compass, a field compass. This is for survey and for mapping. Invest in a good compass. This one's really, really expensive, but you can get a decent compass probably for about $50, $60 at REI. This is a 30-meter metric tape. I also have, this is a standard tape, English tape, and it's broken down into fractions of an inch. Let's say that you're doing a historic site and you need to measure cans and bottles. And then this is both in feet and metric. And we have whisk broom, flagging tape, string. There's a line level in here. Sharpies, pencils, pens, scissors for cutting graph paper, and the small broom, or little brush, I'm sorry, just for doing exposures. I have little dental picks in case I'm working on a feature, a scale for doing photos, and here's another little whisk broom, more tape measures, rulers and such. And I wonder if you just want to show them. This is my field vehicle. I have at least 2 or 3 shovels, an auger, a probe. This is a shaker screen, which is has a, it's 1/8 inch and also 1/4 inch. Dustpan, pin flags, water bottles, scrubber, bucket for hauling dirt, and then there's plastic bags and a tarp for when we're screening. safety cones for when I'm parked on the side of a road, and then I have a little chair just in case I want to sit here and write field notes. I appreciate your time. Thank you.